Hi, my name is Margot von Buzik, and today I'm going to be talking about kitchen sink theater. Kitchen sink theater was a style of drama that focused on the personal struggles of the working class, of the lower classes, in their day-to-day lives. It often was set in a domestic setting, typically cramped, dreary, rundown apartment type tenement style living situations. And they tried with these works to illustrate just the hardships and kind of the unvarnished realities of ordinary people as opposed to the upper classes, which were typically the ones who were in the spotlight in theater in the past. It was called kitchen sink theater because there was a trope in this style of drama that involved piles of dirty dishes in a dingy old sink, just to show, the squalor that these characters were living in. It began in Britain in the 1950s, contributed to by the post-war difficulty seen by the average British person. The majority of people were living in harsher situations, but this wasn't being reflected by theater or film or art typically. Kitchen sink theater came sort of out of the social realist movement of the 20th century, where as opposed to showing, bouquets of flowers or beautiful women or, romantic settings to cater to the wealthy, artists would portray things like people working in mines or starving children, or things that make a statement about the world that we live in in order to provoke change. A lot of the common themes found in these plays were the angry young man, which was a character seen in a lot of these plays that was disenfranchised and wanted to fight back against society. He is typically of a lower class, but has, big ideas about society and the way it should work, and is angry that it doesn't work that way, is often angry about the class system. It often shows domestic strife, strained families and marriages, and, fighting amongst friends, typically caused by the stress of being poor, of living in poverty. They showed a lot of situations that were shied away from by previous playwrights of previous generations. They showed things like abortions or unwanted children, of abuse, marital abuse. Just wanted to show a lot of the struggles faced by ordinary people that were never talked about in art or in the media of the time. The first play of this genre, the play that sort of sparked this movement, was Look Back in Anger by John Osborne. It was the first play that wasn't written for the wealthy or about the wealthy. Maybe not the first, but, started this trend. It is the story of a husband and a wife. The husband, Jimmy Porter, was probably the first of the angry young men. He was in a lower class than his wife, Allison, and he resented her for it, and this kind of drives the conflict of the whole play. He abuses his wife constantly over this, and this play is really driven by this class inequality in general. It shows, the struggles that were faced by the lower class, such as unwanted children, miscarriages. It showed infidelity, contrasting the idyllic plays that were written during the Romantic period. And a lot of this we still see today. We don't really focus on the rich anymore in our dramas. We still do, but we still kind of show like the grittier sides of things. We show, you know, the struggles that people face, and we still use theater and art and film to provoke change, which is something that these plays focused on and kind of began the trend of it, you know, put these things in the public eye that had never really seen them before in order to call for reforms